Hi guys, I'm back. I'm finished isolating myself. Woo! And it was kind of embarrassing doing it in my room actually, but it was more personal space to do it in my room because I didn't want Sam to hear it. I didn't want Phil to hear it. So yeah. So today we make top 10 real life movies, and it didn't work out on Zoom, fortunately. Zoom is rubbish program. So yeah, and what I've been doing over the weekend is went on the bus on my own to my nan's, and which bus I catch to my nan's, a 66 bus, and one of the university buses. Yeah, and on Friday, when I got there, I had to put my stuff in my bedroom at my nan's, and went out again to walk Noah, my sister's pug, and where I saw him was upstairs, but I had to pick him up to carry him down because he had an accident once. My sister's pug. He once had an accident at Danny's house, and I think he tripped over. And I think he fell over bottom of the step, and that's why he's scared coming down by himself. So yeah, I have to pick him up to take him down to the stairs. So I have to pick him up to carry him. Oh, he's so heavy, and what he likes to eat is my nan goes around with chicken for him. my sister's dog liked chicken, and he knows when my nan's got chicken on her. So yeah. And I had one of these in the garden in my sister's garden. Had a Pepsi Max in my sister's garden, and it was so red hot on Friday. I was so thirsty after my walk, and it was so red hot on Friday, so yeah, and it was also red hot on Saturday, but I think I've been to M&S on Saturday. Yeah, I've been to M&S on Saturday to got myself a new bras because I need another one just in case if I want to put the other one in the wash. Yeah. So yeah, and I told Dad I need another one, and each one I had two, but and I remind him I didn't have two. So yeah. My dad doesn't like. He doesn't like me going shopping with my nan. He doesn't like me going clothes shopping. He's such a moaner, my dad. But I still like him anyway. But I also am very happy that my mum's finished her isolation, she can come out now. So yeah, and I'm happy for her. But I don't know if my dad's finished isolating. So yeah, and all weekend, no one took Alfie for a walk. My mum's dog. He was inside all day and stuff like that, and he was so fed up. So yeah, and he doesn't like to be stuck in all the time. My mum's dog Alfie, and stuff like that. Yeah, and when Jed returned my nan's car for MOT. I was surprised that he's got a truck. All I knew in my mind, he has a car and a van, that's it. He never had a truck before. So, yeah. So he's got 3 vehicles now, a van, truck, 4 vehicles, a motorbike, 2 motorbikes and a car and a van and a truck. He got 5 vehicles, 2 motorbikes and so on. Yeah. And my dad, 1 motorbike used for motorbike racing, and the other motorbike is for occasional go around, occasional. Yeah. My brother used to do paintballing. My brother used to go paintballing, but he stopped. He preferred going on motorbike racing. Yeah, with all his friends and so on. So yeah, and he's growing a beard so far. Yeah, and I don't like him with a beard. Oh no, it's not him at all. So yeah, and I saw my sister's fiance yesterday. Reason why I said that because my sister's engaged to get married, and I'm gonna be a bridesmaid, and I have to slim down, but it's the only way to fit in my bridesmaid dress. Yeah. Oh God, I don't know what I'll be looking as when the wedding comes. So yeah, so the wedding be at Robiners Bay. That's where my mum is at the moment, living at Robiners Bay. So yeah, and I like Robiners Bay. So yeah, and I'm happy today, and I rang Helen up today, kept tickling her while we went for a walk. Yeah, that's what best friends do, sort each other out. Yeah, so let's down with number 1. Oh, this is number 1, the pairing of the trap. And I got all the facts on here on my computer, and who's in the pairing of the trap. Lindsay Lohan was in Pairing of the Trap. She was in Mean Girls, and she was in Freaky Fridays, and she was in Herbie Fully Loaded. and she was in Confession of a Teenager Drama Queen, and she was in Dekker-Turner, and she was in Life Size, and she was in Labour Pain. Natasha Richardson, she was in Wild Child. Dennis something, he was in Dodge Journey. Elaine something, she was Inspector Gadget 2 and she was Inspector Gadget 1. And Kate Graham, she was in 17 again, she was in Hannah Montana. And Maggie Wheeler, she was in Friends and she was in Barbie and Swan Lake. Simon something, he was in Captain America the First Avengers, and he was in James Bond GoldenEye, and he was in City of Amber. And where can you watch Parent of the Trap? Well, you can watch it on Disney Plus, or you can watch it on DVD, or you can watch it on videotape. Rotten Tomato rating is 87%, 93% Google users like this movie. Release date is on 11th of December 1998. That's the year I was born. Yeah. And running time is running time is 2 hours and 8 minutes. The movie age means how old can you watch it. This movie is a PG. And that's it.
Got a little answer, there is something going on now.
Brenda's song was in Wizard of Waverly Place, and she was in Tinkerbell, and she was in Cinderella Story. Amanda Plummer, she was in A Simple Wish. Dan Letter, he was in Feel the Beat. Kenna McWilliams, she was in Saddle Club. Ashley Newbrough, she was in Perfect Man. Jonah Lipnick, he was in Stuart Little 1, and he was in Stuart Little 2, and he was in Doolittle, the new Doolittle film. Where can you watch Dekker-Turner? You can watch it on Disney Plus, or on DVD, or on videotape. And Rotten Tomato rating is 42%, and 72% Google users like this movie. Release date is June 28, 2002. Running time is 1 hour and 52 minutes.
I can always win, I can do anything.
This is number 3, Agent Cody Banks. And Agent Cody Banks is like, a James Bond film for kids. And it's like that, so yeah, that's how I described it, so yeah. And I haven't seen it for a long time, so yeah. So let me get into the facts. Who was in Agent Cody Banks? Well, Hilary Duff was in Lizzie McGuire movie, and she was in Cinderella Story. She was in Cheaper by the Dozen. She was in Raise Your Voice. She was in Perfect Man. She was in Cheap by the Dozen too. And she was in Material Girl. Frankie something, he was in Raisin Stripes. Keith David, he was in Princess and the Frog, the Disney version. Ian McShane, he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, Stranger's Tide, and he was in Shrek the Third, and he was in Golden Compass. Martin something, he was in Ant-Man. Andrew something, he was in Barbie Diaries. Chris something, he was in Scooby-Doo 1 and he was in Scooby-Doo 2. And Peter knew he was in Barbie Thumbelina and he was in Barbie the Princess Pearl and he was in Scooby-Doo 1 and he was in Scooby-Doo 2 and he was in My Little Pony movie and he was in Barbie A Fashion Fairy Tale and he was in Barbie Fairytopia Magic of the Rainbow. Benjamin, he was in Dog's Way Home, he was in Wonder, and Alexandra, she was in Santa Claus 2, and Stephen from E. Miller, he was in RV. The RV has got Robbie Williams in it as well. He was in Journey of Natagran. That's on Disney Plus. That's a great film as well because I have seen it once with my nan and my nan loved it. So yeah. And Teresa Kelly, she was in Sonic. And Chad Chung, he was in Man of Steel. That's a Superman film. And he was in Alvin and Chipmunk's Shipwreck. It's like shipwreck, but with a shipwreck in it. So yeah. And Fiona Hudson, she was in iRobot with Will Smith, naked in the shower. Yeah. And where can you watch Agent Cody Banks? You can watch it on DVD or videotape. And Rotten Tomato rating is 38%. 75% Google users like this movie. Release date is July 25, 2003. Movie age is a PG. Means you have to watch it with a parent or a guardian. So running time is 1 hour and 42 minutes.
They talk about us telling lies. Well, that's no surprise.
Hi guys, this is number 4, A Cinderella Story. And why I like this Cinderella story, because it's got quite good songs in it and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the reason why I like it. And in the end, she finds her Prince Charming, stuff like that. It's like a love story. So yeah, and I like it a lot. Yeah. So yeah, let me start it. So yeah, A Cinderella Story. Who was in Cinderella Story? Chad Michael Murray. He was in Freaky Fridays. Jennifer Coolin. She was in Legendary Blonde. She was in Legendary Blonde 2. She was in Emoji Movie. And she was in Lemon Snickers, A Series of Unfortunate Events. She was in Alvin and the Chipmunks, The World of Chip. Kevin Killer, he was in Home Alone 3 and he was in Home Alone 1. And Paul something, he was in Beverly Hills 2-Hour-1 and he was in Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore. James something, he was in Avengers, and he was in Joseph King of Dreams. And Art something, he was in Santa Claus 3. Tara Page, she was in Christmas Carol. Where can you watch it? You can watch on Disney. Where can you watch it? You can watch it on DVD or you can watch it on videotape. Rotten Tomato rating is 12%. and 89% Google users like this movie. And the release date is 20 August 2004. A movie age is a PG, means that you have to watch it with a parent or a guardian. So, and the running time is 1 hour and 35 minutes long.
A little secret I would like to tell you.
This is number 5, A Cinderella Once Upon a Song. A Cinderella Story Once Upon a Song, this is. And why I like this song, why I like this movie rather. And because it's got great music in it, and I love the music in it whatsoever. So yeah, and I have seen it a couple of times on a DVD. So yeah, and I have watched clips of it on YouTube, stuff like that. So yeah, and that's why I love it so much. So yeah. And I'll read you the facts out of this A Cinderella Story Once Upon a Song. Lucy Hale was in Cinderella Once Upon a Song. Lucy Hale was in Tinkerbell, Secret of the Rings. She was in Tinkerbell, The Power of the Fairy. Freddie Storm, he was in Pitch Perfect 1. And he was in Harry Potter, The Half-Blood Prince. And he was in Pitch Perfect 2, and he was in Harry Potter and the Deadly Hallows Part 1, and he was in Harry Potter and Deadly Hallows Part 2. Missy, she was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and she was in Home Alone 4, and she was in Big Fish. Matthew something, he was in Pixels. And Lucy something, she was in Alice in Wonderland. And Alice Stoner, she was in Camp Walk 1. She was in Cheap by the Dozen 1. She was in Cheap by the Dozen 2. She was in Alison's Upside Down. And she was in Incredibles 2. She was in Lilo and Stitch, and she was in Garfield. Where can you watch Cinderella Story Once Upon a Song? You can watch it on a DVD. You can try to find it on Prime Videos, or you can try to find it on YouTube. And Rotten Tomato percent is 62% of the Rotten Tomato, and 83% of the Google users like this movie. And the movie age is a PG, means that you have to watch it with a parent or a guardian. So, and you have to watch, and the running time is 1 hour and 28 minutes.
Not a test, you put in work to be the best. It's a class.
This is number 6, another Cinderella Story. Why I like this film? Because I like the song in it and stuff like that, and I like all the Cinderella films basically, and stuff like that, and it's a great musical film. So yeah, so let's get started. And who was in another Cinderella Story? Selena Gomez. She was in Wizardry of Waverly Place. She was in Monte Carlos. She was in Hotel Transylvania #1. She was in Princess Protection Program. She was in Barney and Friends, and she was in Doolittle, the new Doolittle film, and she was in Hotel Transylvania 3, and she was in Hotel Transylvania 2, and she was in Spy Kids 3. She was in Wizardry Waverly Place, the movie, and she was in The Haunted Here Who. And who else was in another Cinderella Story? Drew Sealer, he was in High School Musical 1, and he was in Pitch Perfect 1, and he was in High School Musical 2. And Jane something, she was in Wreck-It Ralph, and she was in Shrek, and she was in Ralph Break the Internet, and she was in Alvin the Chipmunks, and she was in Shrek Forever After, and she was in 100% Wolf. She was in Ice Age 3. Tiffany Burns, she was in Lucky Dream Champion. Morgan Tanner, he was in Descendants, and he was in Descendants 2. And Taylor James, he was in Greatest Showman. Ty Wiles, he was in Descendants 3. Marquette Generations, she was in Avengers Infinity War. And she was in Avengers Endgame. Where can you watch another Cinderella Story? You can watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it on DVD, or you can try to find it on Prime Videos. Rotten Tomato rating is 74%, and 89% Google users like this movie. Release date is 27 February 2008. Movie age is new, and you can watch it on your own. Younger kids can watch it on their own. And running time is 1 hour and 32 minutes long.
Gonna be here, and one of us is gonna be running.
This is number 7, Monte Carlos. Why I like this movie? Because I like it a lot, because it's got a good romance movie, and then it's got my favourite singer in it. So yeah, my favourite singer is Selena Gomez, and she's in it. So yeah, and yeah, let's start the facts. Who else is in it? So Andy McDowell, she was in Barnyard. Gulfil Ben, he was in Show Dog. Fala Lemson, she was in Homeward Bound, and she was in Magic of the Roundabout, and she was in Chicken Run. And Rotten Tomato rating is 40%, and 96% Google users like this movie. Release date is 21st October 2011. Movie ages a PG. Running time is 1 hour and 49 minutes. This is number 8, Princess Protection Program. And why I like this one, because it's got one of my singers in it, and yeah, and it's also got my 2 other favourite singer in it. So yeah, and yeah, let's start it. So yeah, Demi Lovato, she was in Can't Walk, and she was in Can't Walk 2, and she was in Barney, Read With Me and Dance With Me. And she was in Nickelodeon Choice Award 2010. Jamie Chung, she was in Big Hero 6. Kevin something, he was in Cheap by the Dozen 1, and he was in Cheap by the Dozen 2. He was in Alvin the Chipmunks 2. Where can you watch Princess Protection Program? You can watch it on Disney Plus, or you can watch it on DVD, or you can try to find it on Prime Videos. And what is Rotten Tomato rating? It is 60%. and 88% Google users like this movie. Release date is 26 June 2009, and the movie age is new. Running time is 1 hour and 30 minutes long.
Everybody's got a price. I wonder how they sleep at night.
This is number 9, Pitch Perfect. And why I like Pitch Perfect, because I like all the songs in it, and basically, and it's got one of my favourite singers in it. So yeah, so let's start it. So Anna Kendricks, she was in Pitch Perfect 1, and she was in Pitch Perfect 2, and she was in Pitch Perfect 3. And she was in Trolls 1, and she was in Trolls the World Tour. That's number 2. And she was in Into the Woods. Rebecca Wilson, she was in Pitch Perfect 1, and she was in Pitch Perfect 2, and she was in Pitch Perfect 3, and she was in A Night at the Museum 3, and she was in Ice Age 4. Brietta Snow, she was in Pitch Perfect 1, she was in Pitch Perfect 2, she was in Pitch Perfect 3, she was in Hairspray. Where can you watch Pitch Perfect? You can watch it on Netflix, or you can watch it on DVD, or you can try to find it on Prime Videos. Rotten Tomato rating is 81%, and 80% Google users like this movie. Release date is 21 December 2012, and running time is 1 hour and 32 minutes long, and the movie age is a 12A, and it's suitable for adults only, or if you 12 under or above, you can watch it. So yeah.
I wish
And in this village,
more than anything.
This is number 10, Into the Woods. Why I like this one, because I have seen it with my college friends when I went out. I went to the Blossom Street Cinema, and called the Early Man. It's called the Early Man, and I had what I had with my college friends. I had cola floaty mixed with ice cream with cola. Yeah, and it was delicious. And I had what else I had? I think I had cheesy chips, and I love it. So yeah. And I watched and there was sofas in there to watch it, and then I lied down to watch it, and I think halfway through I fall asleep. I fall asleep halfway through, and I fall asleep halfway through the film. And that's me for you. It's not like me at all, falling asleep halfway through the film. I think I was tired at that point. Yeah. So yeah, and I think the film was a bit boring for me. So yeah. And I put this down as one of the films I really like. So. And this is a part of the memory I did at York College. So yeah, but only old people fall asleep halfway through the film. I think Helen does it sometimes in her age. So yeah. So, yeah, let me get on with the facts. So, who was in the film? Emily Blunt was, she was in Mary Poppins Return, and she was in Into the Woods. She was in Romeo and Juliet, and she was in My Little Pony movie, and she was in Animal Crackers. Oh, I love Animal Crackers. Animal Crackers is on Netflix at the moment, so yeah, and I really like the film. And she was in The House of Magic. Seen that on Netflix, and it's very good. It got the troublesome cat in it, so yeah, and a cute rabbit in it, so yeah. And Meryl Streep, she was in Mamma Mia 1. And she was in Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. That's the number 2. And she was in Into the Woods. And she was in Mary Poppins Return. And she was in Lemony Snickers, the series on Unfortunate Friend. And she was in Fantastic Mr. Fox. And Johnny Depp, he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, the Cure of the Black Pearl, and he was in Charlie the Chocolate Factory. He was in the Pirates of the Caribbean, Sledge of Revenge. He was in Alice in Wonderland, and he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, Stranger's Tide. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, At the World's End. He was in Corpse Bride. He was in Alice Through the Looking Glass. And he was in Into the Woods. And he was in Sherlock Gnomes. And where can you watch Into the Woods? You can watch it on Disney Plus, or you can watch it on DVD, or you can try to find it on Prime Videos. Rotten Tomato rating is 71%, and 70% Google users like this movie. Release date is the 9th January 2015. The movie's age is a PG, means that you have to watch it with a parent or a guardian. And the running time is 2 hours and 5 minutes long.
Bond. James Bond.
Oh, sorry, I've forgotten to miss out Truffles at the beginning. He's my mascot this week, the pig, and he chose this outfit last night, and this headband last night, so yeah. And he said, try to go in pigtails, Luca. I said no, because I didn't have the right staffies on, so yeah, I had no female staffies on to do me 2 pigtails this morning, so yeah. So fortunately I had let down, so yeah. And I tried to do 2 ponytails, but that went terribly wrong this morning, and it made my hair messy, so I had to brush it again. So yeah, and I came back from my nan's last night, so yeah, and I'm a bit tired, so yeah. So yeah, and this is goodbye. Truffles won't be here next week, and I'll tell you what we're doing next week. Next week we are going to do top 10 DreamWorks movie, and it's going to be a good film. And I got my mascot written down on here, and I know who I'm going to bring. I'll give you a clue. It's not going to be Truffles. It's going to be similar to Badger that I brought last time, but another one that lives in a hole, and sometimes it can it sometimes curl up into a ball. So yeah. So I gave a clue to Helen as well. So yeah, and I'm not gonna say it. So yeah, and that's the mascot next week. So yeah, and it's gonna be a good movie choice on here. So yeah. And Truffles won't be here. So the new mascot next week will do my looks and everything for me. So yeah, he's at home waiting for me to come back home. So yeah. So yeah, Truffles says bye. And I say bye. And I hope you enjoy. Your week, and today it's a dark cloud, and it's telling me it might rain today. So yeah, if you do go out, just be careful. Just wear your raincoat and your Wellingtons and your rain hat. So yeah, just be careful. What the weather is doing out there. So yeah, so hope you enjoy your week, and you will see me every Monday on the Lulu Show. So bye.